So this is a bit of an overview of what you would be having, and what the guidelines are of eating raw. So and by the way, this is based on these raw vegan retreat centers that we went to: Hippocrates Health Institute, Optimum Health Institute, and the institutes that are all around the country that have instilled and taught us what the basics are of the raw living foods and foods diet, and have helped thousands of people. So at these retreats, this is what they prescribe. They prescribe having 2 ounces of fresh wheatgrass juice in the morning, 2 ounces of fresh wheatgrass juice in the afternoon. This is the staple to keep you grounded, make sure that you're getting the basis of nutrients that you need, and also curbing your cravings, increasing your energy levels, and making sure that you're feeling like, energized enough to not only get through your day in your normal capacity, but, give you a couple of hours of energy at the end of the day. Fruit. So for breakfast, you'll be having fruit, smoothies, or a juice. And that makes it really easy. So you're just going to be having some grabbed like a couple mangoes or a few bananas or a melon, or you'll be putting berries into a smoothie with microgreens, or you'll be having an already pre-made juice, something very simple in the morning for breakfast. Then you're going to be having microgreen salads for lunch. And the thing that's different about this program is, or the living foods diet that I'm speaking of, is that instead of using microgreens as the garnish, you're actually making it be the base of your diet. So if you think of this powerful superfood being not just something that you're garnishing, but the base of what you're eating for an entire week, that's why the feeling that you feel is such an elated one. So yeah, making microgreens not just something that you garnish because it looks pretty, but actually the base of your diet is a complete game changer. Then sauerkraut is an important piece. Those of you who know about gut health know that probiotics is important, and that the bacteria that's in our gut is basically dictating our health and our minds and our body. So if we can get the bacteria correct in our gut, then we can make almost every symptom, many of the symptoms that we have today, normalize and balance. And one key aspect to that is making sure that the bacteria, that there's good bacteria, and that's probiotics. So you can take probiotic pills, or you can get it through, again, my philosophy, through whole foods. We're trying to move away from anything that's processed and powdered and move towards actually getting the nutrition and things that we need through the actual food itself. Sauerkraut is an excellent resource of that because it's fermented and it's the food itself, so your body really absorb it. So I recommend 2 tablespoons of sauerkraut at every solid meal during this program so that you can get your microbiome good and ready to go and strong. So you can I like to do juice cleanses weekly if you're trying to really cleanse, because there is absolutely nothing like a juice cleanse. When you juice cleanse, like, I don't know, has anybody here done a juice cleanse before? Say me. Has anybody here done a juice cleanse before? It is, yes, it is such an incredible experience. Not only does it help your bowels move, if that's something that you struggle with, not in a way that it's going to be like bad, by the way. If you have normal bowels, you're not going to be running to the bathroom. But if you are constipated, there's nothing that is more powerful than green juice, in my opinion. That will really do the trick. Now, there's a number of other things, and if digestion is a really tricky thing for you, I definitely have other tips and tricks as well. But at the end of the day, what I always recommend first and foremost, no matter if you've never tried anything before or if you've tried everything, green juice works. So that's for digestion, but then also just for immune support, for cleansing, for clarity, for energy, and for just giving your body that kind of like oil change that it deserves. Juicing is the golden ticket, and it doesn't take that much discipline. You'd be surprised how you actually feel satisfied, almost to the point where you're like full and you can't even drink as much juice as I prescribe you to drink. Because imagine in each juice, 16-ounce juice, you're having 5 stalks of celery and 2 green apples and handfuls of sprouts, which are 40 times the nutrients as adult plants. Like, this is way more produce than you would have ever consumed by chewing. So you have to be conscious that you're really having abundance when you're having it through juice, and your body is feeling actually nourished, rather than having tons and tons of potato chips where you're having empty calories and you're never actually full. You're now nourishing your body and you're full in a way that you probably have potentially never felt in your life. And that's why eating this way is such a gift, because you're allowing yourself to feel a way that normal food doesn't allow you to feel. And that's accessing a level of yourself that you have never accessed. That's what 2024 is about. Accessing a version of yourself that you maybe have actually never accessed. Those of you who have done my cleanse know exactly what I'm talking about. If you can give me an amen, that's for the people who have not done it, would be interested in. Okay. So fruits, vegetables, basically everything. I'm a big, big fan of variety. So you're gonna have every single fruit and vegetable that you can think of. Celery, cucumber, carrots, beets, berries, avocado, pineapple, melons, whatever you name it, it's on my list for the week. And that's what's so cool, because you think you're going to be like starving because I'm on a cleanse, but no, you're actually eating more than you're probably used to. Now, of course, everyone's like, where do I get my protein? Okay, interesting thing about protein is you can actually get just as much protein through just plant-based foods, through just plants alone, as you can eating meat and animal products. However, in order to do that, you need to eat way more. So it's really a numbers game. Does that make sense, guys? Because that's the biggest question that everybody asks is, how do I get my protein? And the most important thing to say there is that all organic matter is made of protein. Okay, so you don't have to eat meat in order to get protein. However, meat is very concentrated in protein. So it's your best like bite for your buck type of thing. So I hear you that meat is definitely the best way to get protein in without exerting as much energy. However, if you're trying to avoid meat, which I didn't really talk about why you should avoid meat during this period, I'm kind of didn't mean to dance around that, but usually a lot of the people who are coming to these are already kind of at the place where they're trying to be more plant-based and just going to the next level of raw. But as far as why we're not having animal products, I did mention that they take much longer for your body to digest. That's one piece. They're acidic. And there have been lots of studies like the China study and many more that have come that have shown that people who eat a lot of meat in their diet are more prone to disease. So during these cleansing periods, we try and avoid that. I'm not saying that you have to not have that ever, or that just shouldn't be a part of your diet at all. But I do believe that during the cleansing period, it's essential to not have any animal products, because it's going to clog up the system and it's going to slow down the cleansing process. So in that case, where do I get my protein? You get your protein from abundance of plants. Does that make sense? And in order to make sure that you're getting the abundance that you need to follow a protocol and a plan, or just make sure that you're being conscious of having way more than you normally would think of having. And I'm going to show you a guideline of that in a moment, but these are just like some other things that would be on a plan. You want to make sure that you have delicious and creative dressings. You want to make sure that you're getting creative with your recipes and having fun with it and actually eating things that you enjoy, because it's so important to like bite into a meal and actually feel like, oh my gosh, I feel energized, I feel good, versus eating it. Maybe you're enjoying the way it tastes, but then later you're feeling sluggish and tired and need to take a nap. That's not the goal here. Food is meant to give us energy, not deplete us of energy. So when you're eating raw foods, you're actually going to be given energy with every bite. And at the end of the meal, you're going to be excited to run around the block, versus at the end of a heavy meal with processed and animal product foods, you usually feel sluggish and you need to take a nap. That's a very clear indicator from your body being very crystal clear that this was not the food that was meant for you to be eating, because food should be, again, energizing you and giving you energy, not depleting you of them. Does that make sense? And then just, there's tons of pointers that I share, but here's just one about water. Water is just as important as the abundance of food, because that's another piece that's going to fill you up, keep you hydrated. And, people go on water fasts. So yes, you can survive. Water is a really important piece in our health. Whether you're eating raw or you're just eating the standard American diet, you should be having half your body's weight in ounces. So that's just a rule of thumb that you should always be trying to follow. Okay, I want to show this. Hang on 1 second. Just want to show my guide here. Okay, so this is what my free guide is, and this is an example of what a raw food cleanse would look like. So, you'd be having mixed berries in the morning, doing some exercise, really important to move the lymphatic system so that while you're cleansing, you're also getting rid of any of the toxins. Because while you're having really foods that are like natural chelators that are going to be taking out heavy metals and detoxifying your system, that bind to any of the heavy metals and actually help to release them, you need to make sure that you're actually releasing it, whether that's through your sweat or through your digestive system. So, for whatever reason, you're not or and that it's not being like stored in the lymphatic system. So it's really important to move the lymph nodes and to make sure that you're having regular bowels. If you're not having regular bowels, there's such thing as colonics and enemas, which spoiler alert, I brought it up. Sorry, this is a beginner class, but it happens. And if anybody is interested in that and needs to make sure that they're moving their bowels more regularly, that's more of an extreme way to do that. But before we even get to that point, you can most likely adjust everything just with this program alone with food as medicine. So exercise is important. You'll have your lunch, which would be a big, nice, beautiful sprout salad, wheatgrass in the afternoon, zucchini noodles, then bedtime. Super important to have when you're trying to make a change and doing such thing to actually be on a schedule for yourself and stick to it. Because if you allow the whole day to go by and you're working and you're one of those like, I don't even eat during the day because I'm working and I forget, you're going to get home 5 o'clock starving and eat whatever's in the fridge. Who's guilty
Excuse
of it?
me, Rebecca, we're not seeing what you're talking about.
Oh no. Okay.
No.
Thank you for
Okay.
sharing. Were you guys able to see the whole
Oh, the only
power,
thing we saw was number 5, structure and simplicity.
this whole PowerPoint you guys did not see?
No, we did not.
Yeah, we saw the four. We saw four.
Yeah, we saw 1 through 5, but we didn't see what you were just talking about.
Okay. So just this here, the this guide you're not able to see? Hang on.
Yeah, we didn't see the guide.
I saw the
You
whole.
guys see this?
Yes.
Okay. So we've got yeah, breakfast is berries, exercise, sprout salad for lunch, wheatgrass again in the afternoon. Then dinner is the zucchini noodles. And then you'll have, it's important to be on some type of more regular schedule for yourself if you can mute yourself, because you want to be as close to nature as possible. So we want to be going to sleep at an early time and waking up at an early time. Okay. Then you're going to be doing the juice cleanse for 2 days. So that is having the Hippocrates green juice, which is half sprouts, half celery, and cucumber. So this is a juice that you've never experienced in your life, which I mentioned before. And that is going to really like elevate the way that you feel, bring you good energy. Now you can experience some detox symptoms around day 3, which could be a headache. It could be feeling a little bit tired. And that's normal. It doesn't happen to everybody. It really depends where you're coming from. If you're coming completely from the standard American diet, going straight into this, that can happen. Also, detoxing from coffee is a huge thing. So that's a big question. If you're a really heavy coffee drinker, you might want to, maybe have half a cup of coffee and kind of wean yourself off if you don't want to have the severe headache. But you know yourself on that. And wheatgrass is oftentimes used as a coffee replacer. So if you really want to get a good detox, coffee is considered very acidic. So we want to get that body alkaline. I would take that away. But that's why, like I said earlier, there's no two people that are the same. And I really like to customize this to each one of you. So yeah, that's important. So wheatgrass in the morning, green juice, wheatgrass in the afternoon, more green juice. That's for 2 days. And I have a variety of different juices as well that's on my program. So it's not just this one juice the whole time. But if you survived just on this juice, you'd do pretty well. And then that's pretty much like the concepts. You're having wheatgrass in the morning, you're having some type of juice, smoothie, or like fruit for breakfast, a nice big salad for lunch, and some type of raw vegan meal for dinner. And it's important to have fun with it. Yeah, like a tahini dressing is, of course, tahini also is a seed. So that's where you're going to get your fats from. And yeah, it's important to have a variety of things that you really like. So these is a little bit more about wheatgrass, just like logistics of it, if you are interested in getting into it. So 1 pound of wheatgrass, which is like the fresh grass that we give, yields 10 shots. And like I said, you want to be having 4 ounces a day. So that means you'd need 3 bags per week of that in order to have that full 4 ounces. Or you can get it already pre-juiced and frozen. I don't know if you guys can see here. This is like a already pre-juiced frozen wheatgrass that is really easy. It's a single serving and you can just take that out. So this is a logistical way that you can use it. Let's see here. But if you want to do it fresh, then yes, it would require you to have a juicer. Do you guys see the screen again? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So again, 1 ounce of wheatgrass is equivalent to having about 2.5 pounds of green vegetables. It's good for energy, digestion, strength, inflammation, alkalizing, detoxing, protecting against toxins, Lyme disease, autoimmune, things of such nature. And it needs to be juiced in a wheatgrass juicer. So if you have any questions about juicers, you can put that in the chat. Does this juicer juice it? Does this juicer not? And if you're not sure, you can always go back on this one. It's a juicer that's designed by us. And my father is Dr. Squeeze, right? And he created this juicer for it to be really easy to use and easy to clean, and it just juices wheatgrass. So if you're not sure if your juicer juices it or not, this is a good one to have. Tips on wheatgrass: if the flavor of wheatgrass is very sweet and strong, especially our wheatgrass. So if you're scared about the flavor, which you shouldn't be, but if you are, a little bit of pineapple, a bite of apple or lemon after eating it, and then licking cinnamon has been like my go-to trick recently to tell everybody, and it really, really helps. Or juicing in some sprouts or parsley into it as well. Yes, Karen.
Okay, I have been told that recently that we were not meant to eat grass, that
Yeah.
we should cook using another means or made. What do you what
Yeah,
do you
it's a
say?
common, that's a very common thing that different naturopaths and natural healers point
Mhm.
to. But it's true that we don't have the stomachs to digest grass, not like cows have extra stomachs to digest grass.
Mhm.
But if you look at these large mammals that do consume grass, it's all that they consume, and they're really large muscular mammals. And I'm not telling you to have only grass as your only diet, but if large mammals like cows and rhinoceroses and even back in the day dinosaurs were surviving on just grass, you can assume that it's a very powerful superfood that can elevate and bring a wide spectrum of nutrients into your body. As far as we are not made to have grass, it's it's the proof is in the pudding type of thing. I've seen it help so many people, and there's a lot of research on it. So whether it's made for us as our primary source of food, no, but can it be used as a medicine from nature that was created, that as there are so many plants in nature that we can use as a resource, 100%, yes. So I hope that answers your question. Yes, Danuta?
Because the person did recommend that if someone is to use grass, that they should mix it. It's better to mix it with a green juice or something else, like you said, with celery or or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Taking it straight.
and if you have a lot of trouble with the wheatgrass, like I said, the microgreens are incredible. Like these sprouts are so good for you. So let's say you really you're not into the wheatgrass, which that doesn't happen that often, by the way. So I really don't want to scare anybody off. Wheatgrass is an incredible, incredible resource. Those people who drink it, they just like you feel so much better with it. And you can start to enjoy the flavor too. So I wouldn't completely ride that out. But if you've tried it and it just doesn't agree with you, then you can have sprout juices. You can have shots of pea shoots. You can just eat abundance of microgreen salads, and you're going to get tons and tons of nutrients as well. So it's not, and plus there are other superfoods as well. We happen to be the farmers of wheatgrass and microgreens, but as you know, there's sea moss, there's all these other antioxidant rich berries themselves are amazing. There's ginger, there's turmeric, all these things are incredible. But wheatgrass and microgreens are of the most nutrient dense of greens. And we know that greens are really powerful and important for our bodies to be healthy. So why not get the maximized benefit from them?
Right. And you guys have the barley grass too, right?
We do have barley grass, yes.
Great. Okay, good. Wonderful.
And by the way, wheatgrass is gluten-free, if anybody was wondering, because the gluten develops in a later stage. Danuta, I think you wanted to ask something.
Okay.
Yes, grass itself is not good for us because our stomachs are not designed for grass. We're not cows. But the juice from the grass is what we're talking about here.
It's very, very powerful, right? That's what the doctors were telling us. That's why we're into the grass now.
Right. Thank you. That is typically my answer, but that's why I have you guys. So, right. That's key. And I think I made that clear that we're juicing it. But even just to the point of if we were supposed to be having it, why are we not able to digest it? Right. I understand that as a philosophical question, but I think that the proof is just so astronomical, the way that it's helped so many people, that the juice of it does no harm to us at all, as long as we don't have it with the fiber, and the benefits of it are miraculous. So I hope that answers. And it's something that you have to try yourself in order to really believe, but there is a lot of science and even double-blind placebo. Research that has been done with wheatgrass. So we know that it's a powerful tool. Does anybody else have something that they wanted to say on that?
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Okay, so here's an example of what a sprout salad would look like. You might put some romaine lettuce, you'll put some carrots and celery that's chopped up, a couple handfuls of different microgreens. During my program, actually, I have you sprout your own lentil and mung beans seeds. So I actually teach you how to sprout, which is an amazing resource and tool that everyone should have. And you sprinkle on different seeds for fat and for protein, and you make yourself a nice dressing. Oh, this is my famous pina colada brain smoothie, which is with broccoli, microgreens, pineapple, pear, and ice. This is an amazing one. Having the microgreens in with the pineapple and pear just tastes incredible. And then this is a carrot ginger dressing. So, okay, let me see. This is the carrot ginger dressing. So I'm going to see here if I can return back. So, can you see the structure and simplicity equals longevity?
No.
No?
No, he's still on the dressing.
Okay. Can you see it now? Structure and
See number
simplicity.
5. Yeah.
Yep, you see that? Okay. So I emphasize this because the question here, the course here is top 5 ways to successfully do a raw vegan cleanse at home. And the only way that I was able to do it was by having very clear plan of what I was going to do and being able to refer back to it and stick to it. If you kind of just wing it and I'm going to have fruits and vegetables, you're not going to eat enough. You're going to feel tired, and you're going to have cravings, and you're going to break it very quickly. So, however, on the flip coin of that, if you have a clear plan, you have a shopping list of what you're going to be doing, you have recipes that you know are delicious and easy to make and don't take a lot of prep. And you know that the diet is really planned each day to be balanced, so that you're getting the nutrients and the protein that you need, then you're setting yourself up for success. And then from there, you can kind of make your own plan and customize to your own body. But at least you're starting with a game plan that you know has been proven to work. And I can't emphasize the importance of that enough, because you don't want to set yourself up to fail If your goal is to give yourself an oil change this year and to take care of your body, then set yourself up for success and really do it in a way that you know will work. And that, I think, is following something that you know works. So when you're trying to reinvent the wheel, you already are overwhelmed with all this whole new language of just having raw fruits and vegetables. But if you can just follow something, then at least you know that you're going in the right direction. So I am going to be leading a cleanse program on January 21st, which is in 3 weeks. And I already have, I think, like 15 people, and it is limited on how many people I can have. So I am looking to fill up that group on the 21st. This is going to be a really special group cleanse that we're doing together, because not only are you getting the food, the box of food, the wheatgrass, the microgreens, the sauerkraut, all of this stuff is shipped to you, but you're also getting this guide with a meal plan, breakfast, lunch, and dinner recipes, and a video course that explains everything about raw foods 101 and food combining. But you're also getting live Zooms daily. In my experience, the most successful times that people have done this, have gone raw, is when we're doing it together as a group. So that's why I'm doing this January 21st. I'm actually going to be doing the cleanse during that time, and everybody who's going to be on those Zooms every day are doing the cleanse. So you're going to be really encouraged to stick to it and not fall off, because eyes are on you. We're going live every morning to do our wheatgrass together. We're going live every night to have educational classes. And this way you're checking in, so you're not on your own at any point. So with that support, it's like, it's really manageable. It's really possible. Something that you might consider to be impossible and out of reach, we now have made extremely possible, even for somebody who has never done anything like this before, a complete beginner off the street. I was shocked how many people were able to do this when I did this a few years ago, who had never done anything like this in their lives, never, wasn't even plant-based, doesn't know how to meal prep ever, gets every food from the restaurant. I gave them this plan and they were able to go fully raw for the week, feel the feeling that I've been describing of being lighter, more energized, more happy, more connected to themselves than they ever have. And then making changes in their diet and their lifestyle long term because they were so inspired by it. So I can't recommend it enough, truly. And extra raw vegan icing on the cake is that I'm offering it for only $2.97 this time around, because I really want to make it accessible to all of you. So that's my little plug-in for what I really would love everyone who's here to do. However, I know that everybody is in a different place, a different stage, different mindset. So I now want to open it up to all of you to share any questions that you might have, or any testimonials that any experience that you've had doing the program. But if you would like to join this program on the 21st, in order to get locked in on that $2.97 price, I ask you to either buy it by tomorrow, or at least make an appointment with me in a calendar by tomorrow. The appointment doesn't even need to be tomorrow, but at least you took action by tomorrow in order to be locked in on that price, in order to do it with us on the 21st. You guys with me? Okay, cool. So now floor is open. Thank you for staying with me. I went on a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I really feel like I said everything that I wanted to say. So I appreciate you guys listening. Now, I really kind of would like to ask how long the group cleanse is. It's 7 days. However, I'm most likely going to be doing it for 3 or 4 weeks in a row. So if you'd like to do it for more than 7 days, you can plug into that as well. But the minimum is 7 days. How do you buy it? Yes, you can buy it on my site. I'll show you here. Hang on. So if you go to 800wheatgrass.com, you can go to shop, reset cleanse. This is the 7-day raw vegan reset cleanse. And you can click what you want. And then if you're getting fresh product or frozen, and then you add that to the cart, and then at the checkout, in order to get the $297, which that code is only available until tomorrow, you can put the discount code, which is New Year Cleanse, and then it should make it be only $297. Let's make sure. Yep, we're in business. Okay, so you guys get that process. And then if you have any problems though, or any questions, then you can make an appointment with me, and that's also on my website. If you go scroll down a little bit from the homepage, it says let's chat, and you can just sign up to make an appointment with me here and just pick a time that works for you. So those are logistical things, but I want to go back and answer more questions for all of you.
Can I ask one more logistical thing?
Yes, please.
As far as the purchasing, it starts on the 21st, but what happens when your food is delivered a little later? Like 21st is a Sunday, but I don't get delivery till Tuesday.
Okay, who is that? Is that Charlotte?
Charlotte.
Okay, so what I do if your delivery is not like a few days before the Sunday is I split it up into 2 deliveries. So I'll send you the stuff that you absolutely need for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, the Tuesday before, and then I'm going to give you another delivery the following Tuesday. So yeah, if you sign up for it, I'll make sure that the logistics is taken care of.
Okay.
Peggy?
So this might be something you answered and I didn't hear, so forgive me. But my question was, so say you do the cleanse and you're still trying to determine if like a vegan lifestyle or raw eating is something you want to continue, but you do want to cleanse to reset the body. Do you just can you do the cleanse just to like detoxify your body, and then while you're trying to figure out if that's what you're gonna do? Because I'm still like on the fence when it comes to eating meat and whatnot.
Yeah.
Or is the cleanse just to introduce you into a new lifestyle?
Okay, so that's an excellent question. And those of you who know me know that I take very seriously the 2 concepts of no 2 people are the same, and balance is key. So what I mean by that in regards to your question is that if you want more of that kind of figuring out what is your optimal lifestyle experience, which probably most of you do. I have a 1 month and even a 3-month program that you could do. And that's a lot more of a commitment to your lifestyle. And what that means is the first week, I still recommend going fully raw. The second week, I recommend being raw again, 2 weeks of fully raw to really like clear out your system. Then the third week, you start adding in some other cooked foods. 4th week, some more. And you also get kind of thrown through an emotional, spiritual experience too, because there's going to be blockages. There's going to be things that come up that are stressful. There's going to be like withdrawals from other foods. So definitely taking care of the emotional piece and looking at what resistance you have is part of that process as well. By the 3rd week, you start really feeling good, losing weight. By the last week, we look at what worked, what didn't work, and what do you want to be living like and doing like long term. So does that mean I'm going to for sure have my wheatgrass every morning? Does that mean I'm going to try and add sprouts into my diet as much as possible? Does that mean I'm going to just try and be raw till 4? Does that mean I'm going to try and be plant-based, but raw doesn't work for me? Does that mean I'm going to try and have a little bit of animal products, once a week, once every couple of weeks? We can figure that out together. And so that 1 month program is fully plant-based and mostly raw. But then after that, you can continue. If you wanted to do like a 3-month program, you would continue to have coaching from us to make sure that you stay on track and figure those things out and get you the resources to figure out what your optimal diet is. So if you feel like you need a little bit more hand holding on being accountable and going through this process, we have those resources as well. Does that answer your question?
It does. Thank you. Yeah, because I live in a divided household. So my husband is not going to not eat meat. You know what I mean? And I'm the one who primarily cooks. So it's finding the balance between the two, because I can be committed to something like that just because I know I've done it before and I know what it is to have diabetes, not have it again. You know what I mean? So yeah, but yes, you answered my question. So thank you.
Okay, good. Yeah. And so if you're one of the people who are considering doing it for more than just 1 week, I would recommend to get on the call with me so that I can really I want to make sure that
Mhm.
you're committed to it and talk you through it and make sure you feel safe and comfortable before you make like a big investment in yourself. So I'm happy to spend time with each and every one of you to talk about it and make sure that you have for sure like the right appliances, like you have a blender, a juicer if you need it, and just make you feel comfortable and walk you through every step of it. So if you're interested in more of that bigger 1 month or even 3 month process, then yeah, make an appointment with me for sure.
Okay.
Actually, to that point, I don't know if Sherry is here. Sherry, are you here? Sherry Blanc, she was here. Did she leave? Oh, okay. Maybe she did leave. Sherry was someone who did my 3 month program that was here. I noticed. So I was curious. Oh, she said she actually did make a note here. I love fresh daily wheatgrass juice the most. I started 11 months ago. Once I made commitment to make better food choices, better choices came into all aspects of my life. This is a transformational group full of support. I highly recommend it. Love to you all. Okay, so she helped me anyway, even though she wasn't here. Yeah, she did my 3 month program. She did an incredible transformation, and she's still sticking to it. And for her, a big part of it was mindset, which was why I emphasized the mindset so much in the beginning. Because this is not just about food. This is about changing your whole energy. And in order to achieve the body that you want, you have to get your mind straight too. Okay. Any other logistical questions? Jamie said I accidentally ordered fresh, not frozen. I can call the office tomorrow to make this correction. Totally fine. Yes. And thank God we have time. Like anybody who places the order, we're going to send the stuff out. If you're getting a shipment, you're getting it on, I believe, the 19th, the Friday. So we're going to send it out the 18th. But if you're on our delivery truck, then, we're going to split it up, but we have a little bit of time to deal with logistics, and I will make sure to reach out to each person that signed up for it. Jody said, what time will morning Zooms be? And will you teach us how to grow your own wheatgrass? Okay, great question. I really emphasize the importance of longevity. In order for you to achieve the goal that you want, right? For example, Danuta and her husband going through a serious diagnosis, in order to really get into remission, you need to pick something and stick to it. It's not going to happen just from a week. So if you're going to stick to this, you have to make it affordable and like easy enough that you're going to actually stick to it. Nothing is easy, and I'm sure they can attest to that it's not easy per se, but I'm sure at this point, 2 years later, they figured out some tricks and tips that have made it a little easier, because you don't do this if it's really, 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 really hard all the time. You do it if you find ways to make it manageable in your life. And one thing for some people will be to grow it, because cost is the issue. But for some people, having it shipped and delivered is even better, because you're more likely to actually do it. So you have to determine for you which one that is. And if you think that cost is the major issue, and you're for sure not going to do it if you get it delivered from us, then yes, we do. We have a growing kit where we give you the soil and the seeds and the light, and everything is excellent quality. And I wouldn't recommend getting any of those things from anywhere else the first time around growing. So yes, we can set you up on how to grow it. In this cleanse program, this 1 week cleanse program, we do not teach that, but, and I wouldn't even recommend growing it for this program, because I want you to be hyper focused on everything else. So just get the stuff shipped from us. But then if your goal is to be doing this long term, then yes, definitely we will help you to learn how to grow it. That is a very long answer to that question. I need to figure out how to shorten my answers. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, what time is the daily call, and how much time is needed to attend? Excellent question. I am on the East Coast, so I usually take a survey of who's there and what the deal is, but typically I like to start it at 7 a.m. Eastern time in the morning. And then in the evening, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. On Sunday, the orientation day where we do meal prep together, it usually starts at 10 a.m. Eastern time. But again, if a ton of people are in Central or Pacific time, I'll see, maybe I'll have multiple I have other coaches who help me. So maybe I'll have multiple sessions. I'll see how big this becomes. The more the merrier, believe me, I'll take care of you. But, does that work for you guys? I'm curious, those of you who are on Eastern time, at least. I like 7 a.m. for wheatgrass and exercise, and then 7:30 p.m. for education. Okay, great. All right, so I want to just take the opportunity now just to look, because I know Yvette, for example, Yvette has reached out to me a few different times, seeing how she can get involved. So I'm actually going to go through one by one and call on y'all and give the opportunity to ask any questions. But I know that it's late, so if anybody is like, I gotta go and I have a question immediately, now's the time to raise your hand. Otherwise, stick around, hang out with us, and remember that that discount is until tomorrow. So either order it online or make an appointment with me by tomorrow and you're locked in. Even if you're like, I'm not sure I want to do this at all, you can make an appointment with me and I can help you determine what to get. Actually, this is really important. You do not need to do a complete raw vegan cleanse in order to make a change in 2024. So if all of this feels a little overwhelming and you just want to do wheatgrass, or you just want to do sprouts, or you just want to learn how to sprout yourself, something really affordable and simple, you can do that. We have sprouting kits. We have just wheatgrass that we deliver to you. Like, for example, Anastasia is from a different group of mine. If you're interested, if all of this feels like a whirlwind of I've never heard of this before, but I want to just try something simple, I would recommend just get frozen wheatgrass juice, like maybe 21 ounces, and drink 1 or 2 a day every day for a couple of weeks and get into the routine of having that as a supplement, or get a subscription of getting microgreens into your diet. You don't have to go fully raw in order to benefit from this webinar or benefit from living foods. So I hope that that eases a little bit of the intensity of this. Okay, so Yvette, if you would like to, share where you're at with all of this and what you're thinking. Do you have any questions? Or, what are you thinking? Are you the type to want to go slow and steady? Or are you the type to be like, I want to go all in and do a cleanse?
I'm just trying to learn. I've never had wheatgrass, so yeah, I'm just learning and see how it works.
Okay. So you've never had wheatgrass, and is there anything in particular that you're looking to work on? You just want to level up your diet and your health, or do you have specific things that you're struggling with that you need to improve on? You don't have to say what they are, but is it just I'm already healthy and want to level up, or is it I have something in particular that I'm looking to work on?
I'm just trying to get healthy and like I struggle with food, cravings and stuff like that. I am trying to lose weight, and so I've lost some weight now, but I'm trying to level up as well.
Okay. So weight loss, I'm going to be completely blunt about this. And I think anybody who knows me and knows this program, that this is true. If your only goal is to lose weight, then I wouldn't recommend going raw, because it's such a holistic experience that the real purpose of doing a raw cleanse is to give your body an oil change, is to level up and be healthy. You will lose weight, but if you're not coming at it to make a change in your diet and your lifestyle long term, you're just going to gain that weight back. So there are ways to lose weight with this plan for sure. It's one of the easiest and most quick ways to lose weight when you're having just fruits and vegetables. However, if you plan to just do this one time and then go back to your normal diet and your only goal is to lose weight, then I actually wouldn't even recommend this. But I still would recommend to have wheatgrass and microgreens in your diet, because they still curb your cravings. So with whatever diet you're currently want to be doing, the wheatgrass will curb your cravings for sugar, for processed foods, for other things, because like I said many times, you're having a concentration of nutrients more than you're used to, and you're less likely to crave those other processed things because your body is in more of a balanced state. That being said, it's a really easy way to lose weight. If you want to lose 5 to 7 pounds in a week, I got you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you don't have to decide right this second, but I would like to talk with you if you'd like, tomorrow or at some point this week, and see if maybe there's something small that you could implement, or jump right in and do the cleanse with us and really understand and learn, from A to Z what this is, and have a really like life-changing experience. Okay, cool. Thank you, Yvette. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Anybody else? T Bowen, I don't know if
Hello. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I I'm doing well, thank you. It's so funny because I just went over to my husband. I was like, I don't know her. I've never heard of her, but I saw her class come up and I think she's really amazing. And so it's funny that you just called me because I literally just walked into the living room just to share that with him.
Oh,
I just enjoy your care and concern. You're not out to sell a product, although you're doing that, but you show that you care about the person. And
yeah.
so I really appreciate that about you. And so I'm really interested in your whole wheatgrass aspect. My family and I, we are totally whole food plant based. We've been that way since 2017. And so I just enjoy learning more from whoever has some information to give. So thank you so much for having this. So I'm definitely going to look into the wheatgrass. We do like wheatgrass powder, but I know that that is nothing in comparison to the real thing.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going
Where
to
do
be
you
looking into that.
where do you live?
I live in San Leandro, California.
Okay, so you're farther out, which is fine. We do ship to you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've already been, and this goes for I'm glad that you brought that up. If you've already been plant-based and you've already been on a health journey, I can't recommend this enough because
Right.
it's just taking whatever you've already learned to the next level. It's like,
And
because plant-based, we know a lot of the plant-based food is processed, even whole foods, but that are cooked, you're still not going to have the same feeling of having them
right.
be raw. Because when you have raw
Exactly.
foods, again, why would you want to have something without the enzymes when you could have something with the enzymes that it's alive, giving you energy rather than depleting you of energy? So those of you who know, having raw living foods, you feel different. It's a different vibration. It's a different feeling. And I really think everyone deserves to have experienced that at least once in their life, especially if you've been on a health journey. So it's a gift, really. And the thing that's cool about this program is that we made it be like as simplified and easy to follow, but with our favorite recipes. So it's based on all these programs that we've been to, raw health food institutes like Hippocrates Institute and Optimum Health Institute, where they give you certain things. My family has been dozens of times. I myself have been maybe a dozen times. And we pulled in all of the knowledge from all these different retreats over the years and made one program that we think is the most friendly for doing at home, as if you were going to a retreat, which, by the way, we know are like $4,000 a week. Totally not putting them down because I couldn't recommend it enough if you really want to be fully immersed. However, if you can't leave, if you don't have that budget, this is such an excellent way to achieve those same goals at home. Plus, teach you how to fish. So not only are you getting that experience, but now you know how to do it. You have the blueprint to do it whenever you want and for whoever you want. God forbid you find somebody is sick and needs it, or you gained a lot of weight because of the holidays and you need to reset really quick. You now have this blueprint to plug into at any time.
That's beautiful. If I may ask one quick question, because I do include and incorporate a lot of raw throughout our day. Maybe I'll do one cooked meal in the early part of the day. Sometimes dinner wise, just because that's the one time we all get together. But for the most part, I try to do it early in the day. But we do a lot of trying to do raw in the day. However, I am looking to try to do some things differently for my son. He's 8. And so I just want to try to, in regards to the wheatgrass, how do you feel about that for a child, incorporating that more? Or I've been considering, so I'm really grateful to have this opportunity to discuss this with you at this time.
Is there a reason why he's having it? Like, is it just to, yeah.
Well, I noticed that just like I said, we eat whole foods. However, my husband, he'll like bring things, different restaurants. And I just know the different oils that they cook with, even though it's not whatever else is just not the best. So
Here's
I just kind of wanted to take some time to allow his body to be cleaned out a little bit.
Okay, so just for sure, raw living foods is good for everyone, especially children. They're like that's what they want. Like you should
Mhm.
see when we had birthday parties, we would have like bowls of popcorn out and bowls of sunflower sprouts, and the kids
Mhm.
like die for the sunflower sprouts. Like intuitively, if we weren't exposed to processed foods and addicted to all
Right,
that
right.
salt and sugar, we would love sprouts. It's only because
Yes.
we've been exposed to all that salt and sugar that like we choose that. But the second that you start eating it, you're like craving it, like, oh my gosh, my body really, really, really wants this. And I've been
Mhm.
depriving it of it. So I think intuitively your son will enjoy it. Wheatgrass can be intense for kids. So I don't necessarily always say like make your kid have 4 ounces of wheatgrass a day. I would actually probably
Mhm.
say not to do that because especially like little boys are off the wall with energy. So unless he
Right.
has having an energy issue, probably 1 ounce maximum a day would be enough. Um, that's my official opinion on that.
Okay, that's perfect. I thank you so much. And he does enjoy going raw. And I said if my husband brings something for him, he'll eat a bit and he's like, Mommy, I need something more moisturizing. That's the best way that he knows to say, I need something better for my body. So thank you
You
so
hear
much for your
that?
answer.
More moisturizing. Kate,
Yes.
so I really like beat around the bush here, but why are we having sorry guys, listen, I'm in the process of learning how to do these webinars, but why are we having raw foods and why are they not cooked? This is how I should have started my class. Um, because they are really hydrating is one of the things. They're super hydrating. So him saying, I want something with more moisture, right? So that's more moisturizing. I don't know if he's actually referring to it being hydrating, but we know that
Yes,
watermelon,
he is.
he is a big juicy fruit, even the pea shoots, the sprouts, of course, a green juice. Fruit and vegetables are so life-giving and so like making you feel good because they're extremely hydrating. And not only are they hydrating, but with that comes the electrolytes and the vitamins and the minerals to absorb it in a way that your body really needs. It's even better than water. When you're having high water content foods, it's the best of all worlds, and that's what raw living foods are. So that is intuitively what your son is saying, which we can always learn from kids because they seem to always know better than us somehow. So thank you, T. Yes. And so definitely make let's chat this week at some point and I can just help to guide you in any way between you and your whole family, which is one big thing that I know a lot of people talk about is having to not only cook for themselves but also for their family. So if that's an issue that's coming up for you, I can help you to also navigate that. Eva.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, Rebecca. Thank you so much for doing this. This is so great. I have ordered wheatgrass from you all before, and I would love to do this because, like Yvette, I have problems with my discipline. Put it that way. I mean, if you could see me now, I would look like a giant cookie. That's how much a cookie I've been eating. It's terrible. Um, And I think that if I did this, it would really help me to get my habit. Like you said, if you have if it's easy, it just seems so insurmountable to me to get a better habit of eating. And it never happens. I've done the master cleanse and I can do it, but I'm having this at this time of the year or this time in my life, I'm having a really hard time getting started with my discipline and better habits. So that's what I would want to get out of this is just kind of like grease my skids towards a better lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So a bigger picture of like, yes, do a cleanse, but also how do I define myself as far as lifestyle goes? Because it doesn't mean that you have to be a raw vegan foodie, but what do I eat? What are my boundaries? And how do I make sure that I stick to them because they are a core value rather than like just this fleeting thing that I'm doing right now. That's how you actually like lose weight long term and feel good long term is by having a core value of how you eat and how you take care of your body for life. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Absolutely
thank
want
you
to
so much.
Yeah. Okay, so does everybody know how to get that link to make an appointment with me? Because I don't expect you to necessarily go and hit like buy to anything right now, but I just want to walk you through like what I don't want to take everybody's time right now. So please just 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I take an hour with you one-on-one, however long it takes for me to help you, whether you get something or not. If you came to this webinar, that's my gift to you, is just to sort out what I think would be a next best step for you in 2024 to make some type of change in the right direction. So does everybody know how to make that appointment with me? Let's see if I can put this link in the chat for those of you who are still here. I also will send an email out, those of you who signed up and registered, with the replay and the link to make an appointment and to buy if you'd like. So don't worry about anything too much. And I know who came. So yeah, if you miss me, it's all good. Did you want to say something else, Eva? No? Okay.
I'm sorry. No, I don't. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
did that
Thank you.
answer your question? Okay, good. Anybody else? Anastasia, I don't know if you'd like to, if you have any questions.
My only question is about tea.
You were here the whole time. You're just interested in tea. Okay, what's the question?
I'm not interested in tea. I was here the whole time about everything else, but I wanted to know what the relationship is with tea, drinking tea versus.
Can you have hot tea? Yeah, I am Mrs. T. I love hot tea. So 100% during this raw cleanse, you should have as much hot tea as you want. Ideally, herbal, not black tea, but yes. Tea, especially during the winter, is going to be your saving grace. And as I was saying about like my 1 month program, I start implementing some soups, and even after the 7 days, day 8 on Sunday night, I have a beautiful vegetable soup for you. So it transitioning you into cooked foods again, but lightly. So, I mentioned that just because during doing cleanse like this during the winter can feel daunting, but I hold you through that process. And if at any time you really want something warm, a vegetable soup is never gonna like hurt anybody. And for sure, hot tea is your saving grace.
What is the relationship, like soy milk and oat milk? Is that the second stage part of this, or is that out?
Out. However, you make in this program an incredible sesame seed milk, homemade.
Okay.
So you can make seed milks and oat milk and almond milk, and soy milk we avoid. Oat milk is good, but sometimes it has additives. And
I'm asking.
yeah, oat milk is good, but it's better if you can make it on your own. And then sesame milk and any type of raw seed milk made from the actual raw sprouted seeds, which I actually give you the seeds to make it, that's the ticket. So what we're going to be doing here is having the purest perfect foods. And you're going to see how easy it is to make all of these things that we hear of ourselves, and like for a fraction of the price. And actually it tastes way better and it doesn't have any additives. So that's what we're going to be learning, is how to make milks and all the things that we like, but in a healthy way, beyond healthy way, the optimal way. And then you decide what you like, because I really want to emphasize the not necessarily good or bad polarity when we're talking here, but just how to like make it more alive. Okay, anybody else interested in joining and have a question, or interested in just adding living foods into their diet? Joyce, are you joining us? Did you sign up?
Yes, I'm here.
You're gonna join us for the program on the 21st, right?
Right. And then I've extended it, remember?
And you're
Yes.
doing 4 weeks, right?
Right.
Amazing. Oh, right, because on Facebook it's JOI, but it's Joyce. Yes. Wow, it's
Right.
such a pleasure to see you. Wow, this is so fun. Okay, did you find this helpful, Joyce?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And I when you went through what we eat, I said, oh, that's why I had a hard time sticking to being raw before. That's what, even though I've been vegetarian for years, 40 years or something like that, and keep going back and forth from vegetarian to vegan to raw to plant-based, I found out that I wasn't eating enough. And then I was trying, and I wasn't eating tasty things, like just a bland salad, like lettuce, tomatoes, peppers and stuff, and then you would put like lemon on top of it. You would get tired of it, and then you felt like you were depriving yourself. So I became a vegetarian processed food eater, and I want to get away from that.
So my blessing to you for 2024 is to fall in love with whole foods.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited about this program, and I can't wait for it to start.
Oh, good. Amazing. And are you doing anything beforehand? I forget to be, we weren't sure. We'll talk if you want to just start adding in something beforehand, but okay.
I got the, remember I got the juicer,
Got the juicer, but we didn't send you the wheatgrass yet. So we'll see that. But even if you don't do wheatgrass or anything before the 21st, or even if you don't do anything at all here at all, I'll still recommend, if you want to cleanse in the simplest way, take away gluten and take away dairy and take away as much processed things as possible. Those are the main things that I always recommend. And add in as much fruits and vegetables as you can, and you can call that a cleanse if you'd like. So that's no gluten, no dairy, ideally no processed at all, and add in as much fruits and vegetables as you can, and you're on your way. By the time the 21st comes around, your body's going to be ready for it. Even if you don't do that, your body will manage, but this is a good way to ease you in.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Elaine Tunkel, are you thinking about doing it with us again? Or are you just here for fun? I know you always have your daughter out, so.
I am always here for fun because I love it. I love being around like-minded people. I'm probably going to order something, but I wish I could have somebody come here and do it for me, like make the food for me and juice the juice for me, because that's my struggle.
Have you gotten the frozen juice from us? Because we're shipping that. I can ship that to you.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I always like to do the fresh just because it's so much better for you. But so let me think about whether I'll be able to do it with you guys or not. So maybe you and I could have like a 15-minute talk sometime this week.
Yeah,
definitely. Maybe reach out to me when you have a chance. Okay.
Okay, cool. What was I going to say in regards to that? Oh, I always put this out as a feeler whenever I do a program like this, that it's become very apparent that people want it done for them and also like to do it in a group setting to some degree. So plans, chinkles, tickles of doing some type of perfect foods retreat in 2024 during the summer. Number one. Number two, how we can actually create and prepare the foods for you and deliver them to you daily. This is also, I know, what everybody really wants. The reason why we don't do it is because it's raw food. And in order for it to be perfect and prepared for you every day is like a very hard ask. And for it to be perfect and fresh, it's not like those cooked meal prep companies that cook it up a few days before, get it to you. Like, no, it needs to be perfect and fresh. And that is a hard ask. However, I know that there's a huge market for it and I will try my best. But in the meantime, teaching you how to fish.
Greatly appreciate it.
All right, my friends, it was a very long night. Thank you for sticking through the whole time. And I hope my serious, sincere blessings in 2024. Happy New Year. And may this year bring you more love and more abundance and health and happiness than you could have ever imagined.
Okay, so thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Very informative. Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
did a great
Thank
job.
you so much.
You did a great job. Thank you.
Yes,
it was awesome.
Yes, it was. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Okay, grow the grass because we need it. We're getting the fresh one
I'll be going in tomorrow. I'm growing the grass.
in the trays because we need like 2 trays a week. So they are coming, from your company, Perfect Foods.
We're on it. We're on it.
Because the store got one time they were not available from your store and from your place, and they sent it from Sprouts. We didn't like that.
God forbid, from another company.
No, yours is the best.
I love it. Okay, we love you, Janina. We love you, all of you. Have a great night.
Okay,
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.